What's up everyone, I'm Dan, and a big thank you to Capcom for providing me with a copy of Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflections on the Nintendo Switch 2. Monster Hunter Stories 3 is the kind of game that quietly pulls you in. It takes everything that already works about the story series, tightens everything up, and delivers what feels like the most polished version of this line of games so far. For long-time fans, it feels instantly familiar. For newcomers, it is surprisingly welcoming, despite how many systems it throws at you. That balance is one of the game's biggest strengths. At its heart, this is still a monster collecting RPG set in the Monster Hunter universe, but Twisted Reflections gives the formula a stronger sense of identity than ever before. The writing still has the charm and warmth the series is known for, but it feels more grounded and more mature this time around. The story itself sees two countries, a fragile world on the brink, and the discovery of twin Rathalos born from an egg thought to contain a single extinct monster. That setup gives the game an immediate sense of mystery and urgency, and it does a good job of tying the personal story into the wider world. There is a real sense that ecosystems are under threat and that your actions matter. You're not just hunting monsters for the sake of it, you're restoring balance, dealing with invasive species, and trying to protect fragile habitats. What makes Twisted Reflection especially enjoyable is how much care has gone into making its many systems feel approachable. There is a lot to learn here. Battles involve attack types, elemental weaknesses, weapon choices, monster parts, and more. On paper, it sounds like the kind of RPG that could bury you in menus and mechanics before you have even got your bearings. In practice though, the game does an excellent job of teaching the basics and introducing each layer at a steady pace. It never feels overwhelming, instead it slowly builds confidence, allowing you to learn the game naturally while still feeling challenging. The combat is easily one of the game's biggest highlights. It is much deeper than your average turn-based system, but that depth never feels too overcomplicated. The familiar rock paper scissors style of monster attacks returns, but now it is joined by layered weapon types, targetable monster parts, and extra tactical choices that make every encounter feel worthwhile. Switching between weapons in battle adds a lot of flexibility, and the Wyvern Soul Gauge adds another smart addition to the strategy. There is always something to consider, whether you're trying to break a specific part, exploit an elemental weakness, or stagger an enemy at the perfect time. It keeps battle engaging from beginning to end. The monster collecting loop is incredibly satisfying. Hunting down eggs, hatching them, checking their genes, and building the perfect party creates one of those rare gameplay loops that always feels rewarding. Even when you do not get the exact monster you wanted, you usually find something that's useful. That is a big part of why the system works so well. It never feels like a waste of time. Every den, every egg, and every hatch contributes something to your progress, whether it's a useful gene, a new monster for your collection, or materials to help you craft better gear. The habitat restoration system is another brilliant addition, reintroducing monsters into the wild, unlocking camps, and improving ecosystem ranks gives the game an extra layer of purpose beyond simply catching and battling monsters. It makes the world feel alive and connected to your actions. You're not just building a stronger party, you're also helping to repair the environment around you. And that clever idea gives the game a sense of progression that goes beyond leveling and equipment upgrades. Visually, Twisted Reflection is gorgeous. The art direction is bright, colourful, and full of personality. Monster Hunter Stories has always had a more stylized look than the mainline series, and this game takes full advantage of that. Character models are expressive, animations are smooth, and the locations are packed with life and colour. It is the kind of game that constantly makes you stop for a second just to enjoy the scenery. On the Nintendo Switch 2, it runs very well too, which is exactly what a game like this needs. It feels like watching an anime and brings the battles to life in a way that is both explosive and beautiful. Voice acting throughout also helps bring everything together. The characters feel more present because of it, and the emotional moments land harder as a result. Even when the plot is working within familiar Monster Hunter territory, the performances give it more personality and help make the cast memorable. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection is a fantastic evolution of the series. It keeps the charm, monster collecting thrill, and tactical depth that fans love, while tightening up systems and making this whole experience more accessible and rewarding. It is smart, beautiful, and packed with satisfying progression. For Monster Hunter Stories fans, it is an easy recommendation. For anyone who loves collecting monsters, experimenting with builds, and getting lost in a big RPG world, you will definitely love this one. This is a series at its most polished and most confident, and I loved every minute of it, and I would highly recommend this one for your Switch 2's library. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection is out now on the Nintendo eShop, priced at $54.99 in the UK and $69.99 in the US. Big thanks once again to Capcom for the review code. Thanks to you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to hit that like button, and until next time.
任せた。